Sports Show with Pep Fernandez on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. Now, here's Pep.
We love the Pirates. Yo ho, yo ho. I didn't bring Pacific onto the show just so I could do that, but it's a nice added bonus. We got the Pacific Pirates football team here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports 1350. Plus, we are live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. Hey, Pacific 4-0 to start the season. By this Friday night, they got Bloomington next week, so we're going to check in with the Pirates, talk about their best start in years. Coming up in our second segment, we're going to break down some of the games from Week 4 of the high school football season, and we're going to check in with Murrieta Valley quarterback Hank Bachmeier. His stats were off the charts as the Nighthawks defeated Oaks Christian on the road. And I got to ask Hank about this, Zink. You might want to write about this. It was homecoming. Did you know that it was homecoming for Oaks Christian? Yeah. So they saw Murrieta Valley coming to town. They're like, okay, well, that's our homecoming game. Murrieta Valley's like in the top 10 right now in Division II, but Oaks Christian was number 1, and then Murrieta Valley went on the road and beat them. So we're going to hear from quarterback Hank Bachmeier coming up in the second segment, and then in the fifth segment, we're going to preview some of the games coming up in Week 5. Kind of a diet version of high school football in Week 5, as a lot of teams are taking their bye right before league play kicks off. So we got a lot to get to. It's all brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website. Check out their training programs. Whatever sport you're into, they can get you in the best shape of your life and be ready to win that starting job, get that scholarship. That's AdrenalineAthletic.com. RE/MAX Advantage. Nobody sells more real estate. Nobody. 909-307-5665 is the phone number if you're looking to list a home or find your dream home. Spoiled, quick, quality oil change. I can't tell you how much I drive. Long Beach twice in a week, Angel Stadium, Riverside. I'm all over the place, and I don't even worry about it because Bill Navigado and his team at Spoiled keep me going strong on the road, so I appreciate their support. Ken's Sporting Goods, 40 years strong in the Inland Empire. Helmets, Letterman's jackets, baseball mitts, bats, whatever you're into, whatever you need, Ken's Sporting Goods can hook it all up, kenssportinggoods.com. And finally, Fandom House Studio. The sports edits are out. They look pretty sharp. They're some really cool ones. We had a winner from Temecula Valley and Ramona as well, so check out their sports edits. You can also book them for your senior or junior sports photos or senior photos. The sessions are actually free. The small booking fee is $99, and that will go towards the package when you actually book. You can go to fandomhouse.com and select Get a Quote if you're interested in that. So we've partnered with them, and they've got really cool-looking sports edits, and we'll be giving one away every single week. In fact, our winner this week, we can announce right now, Justin Fisher from Centennial High School. So Justin and the Huskies got a big win last night against Liberty High School from Nevada, the Henderson area just outside of Las Vegas. So congratulations to Justin Fisher at Centennial, our winner this week in the Fandom House Sports Edit Contest. All right, let's talk some football with the Pacific Pirates here, 4-0, and coming off a bye, getting ready for Bloomington next week. Coach, I've talked to you a lot in the last couple weeks, and you knew, I mean, just based on the guys here in the studio, you knew you had some talent, but were you sure how it was going to come together? And, I mean, 4-0, surprised, pleasantly surprised, shocked, not surprised? I mean, where do you kind of stand right now, 4-0?
We were a little bit surprised about, we didn't think we were going to go, I didn't think we were going to go 4-0. I know we're going to do really well, but we had, like I said, 17 returners come back. Some key transfers come in, and then pretty much the whole basketball team joined us this year. So we wasn't sure how
That's not a bad thing, right?
No. I wasn't sure how that was going to gel, but these guys got along great and doing a great job.
And I asked you, I'm like, when's the last time they started 4-0? So I use Max Preps a lot, and your first year on the job, you guys went 4-6.
Yeah.
2005, they went 4-7. They made the playoffs that year. But beyond that, I mean, 4 wins in a season is the most Pacific's had at least since 2004. So, I mean, this is really, if you guys, let's just say for the sake of conversation, you beat Bloomington, this will be your best season in decades.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, do you guys put that in perspective, like how great it's going so far? Or do you try to temper it so, you don't get too big on yourself?
We're trying to temper it. Obviously these guys are with me today, so we're looking at that 5-0. But like I said, we're trying to go 1-0 every week. And I figure if we do that 10 times, and keeping these guys believing in that, then we'll do our thing.
All right, also joining us in studio, quarterback Terry Ryan, receiver Anthony Ryan, and Rhythm Russworm at receiver as well. And guys, what's been clicking so far offensively? We'll start with Terry because I know he loves to talk. and the quarterback. Everyone loves the quarterback on the team anyways, right? But, Terry, what have you guys been doing well offensively? You can grab the mic. It's all right. I apologize. I'm loud. So what have you guys been doing well offensively so far through the first 4 games?
Our passing game been clicking. That's all that matters right now.
And you got your brother over here, Anthony. I mean, does it make it easier? I mean, you guys must have a connection, right, Anthony? You guys go back to your Cajon days and, obviously being brothers, you're around each other all the time. But you have that, I don't know if you call it a special connection, but you guys obviously must have some chemistry on the gridiron, right?
Of course, we play catch every day, and I know him, he knows me. I know when he's open. I'm getting the ball.
And Coach was telling me about this youth team that you guys had all these great players like Nate Metters, Alexander Madison, all these like stud high school football players. You guys were all on the same youth team, but you guys, and I'll ask Anthony this, you guys were linemen? Like, you're an awesome receiver now, Anthony, and Terry's, we know he's a stud quarterback, but you guys were linemen.
I was just bigger than everybody else growing up. I was tall and fat, and then I don't know, like 3 years going in, we just slimmered down, and then we became skill players. I was always linebacker too when I was a lineman.
So when you were linebacker or playing on the line, did you think, I want to be the guy catching the touchdowns. I mean, I want to be that guy.
I mean, I had 2 studs. The block where I had Alex, I had Nathan, I had Cameron, who played.
Cameron Fuller, right? Yeah.
Man, I just liked winning, so it didn't matter to me.
Wherever you're at, right?
Yeah.
Just win ball games, right?
Yeah.
We also got Rhythm over here, and you make some of the most acrobatic catches I've seen in games. I don't know how you come down with the ball, but why do you have a knack for bringing down the ball like that and be able to get the best of those guys in the secondary?
I feel like nobody can guard me in the league, so I just go out there. Got a great quarterback, got a great line, so he get the ball out there and I'm gonna get the job done.
I heard you're like kind of character on the team.
Well,
Are you the funny guy or what?
I like to make people laugh. I like to see people around me, so I make people laugh and like to have a good time. So as long as they're laughing, I know I'm doing my job.
Coach, how would you describe the addition of Rhythm to your team? I remember him from Indian Springs, and great receiver. Actually, you've got a bunch of great receivers, and I think he would probably stack up with a lot of teams in the Inland Empire. But speaking with Rhythm specifically, I mean, what does he bring to your passing game?
Yeah, Rhythm, he's a special guy and he is a character. Like I mentioned before, I get caught up sometimes. I've missed a play here or there calling the offense, and I'm just watching Rhythm do his thing after he catches the ball. It's pretty fun watching him when he catches that ball and what he do with it afterwards. But this is his whole demeanor, his attitude brings to the team too, brings a whole different look to our team. He's a great guy. He's a mentor to some of our younger guys and try to keep everybody focused. And good kid.
Who's got a funny Rhythm story? Anybody got a clean, PG Rhythm story?
I don't. Not really. He just drops a lot of easy balls, but he goes up. He goes gets the hard ones. I just don't understand.
He catches the hard ones, but you got a response to that, Rhythm?
Nah, I don't know. They just be too easy. I don't know, I just drop them.
We got the Pacific Pirates football team here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports 1350 Plus. Let's remind everyone that we are live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports YouTube channel right now. If you look at the CIF Southern Section rankings in Division 12, you guys are number 3 right now. And that could change maybe a little bit going into next week, but that's where it stands right now. Do you guys look at that much? I know it'll probably determine where you might end up in terms of playoff seedings, but at this point, you guys keep an eye on where you're ranked? Are you excited about it? Do you try not to put too much focus on it? Let me ask you, Anthony. I mean, do you guys check it out and then just put it behind you, or do you really focus on, how high you're getting?
Well, I check it personally because I like doing that kind of stuff. But like how Coach said, going 1-0, I don't think it should be a problem going into the league. And then just score as much touchdowns to put us on a higher seed.
And Terry, let me ask you, you guys have scored a lot of points. I mean, it looks like scoring, is not the issue for this team, obviously, going forward. So Pacific's always been a ground and pound, like running attack kind of team, right? So you guys get here, now you're slinging the ball all over the place. I mean, talk about your role in the offense, scoring a lot of points, and you guys have gone to the air. I mean, this is a passing team now, thanks to you guys right here in studio.
Well, it just makes it easy for me because I have a great wide receiver core this year and great coaching, and we're all just on one page the whole entire time.
Terry, let me ask you. Let's do a little name dropping. Who are the guys not here that you know also having a big season at receiver?
Eric Wells with
Jordan
Jones and Kenny.
So I mean, you got a lot of weapons. You got to keep everyone happy. Rhythm, your brother over here, obviously.
You gotta share the wealth, man. Share the
Well, let
wealth.
me ask you: do you guys talk football at home? Like after a game, do you guys go home like, "Oh man, I was open on this play," or is
Let's not
it?
start that conversation. I go home. I'm like, we should have did this. We should have did that. And I always get on him because he's my twin brother. And I expect more from him. 'Cause I played with my whole entire life.
Now, Anthony, you play both ways, right? You still play on defense sometimes.
Yes.
So I mean, do you feel like you want to be out there every snap? You feel like you're giving your team a chance to win, and obviously, coach has a lot of faith in you to put you out there, on both sides of the football.
Well, it's my senior year. I gotta ball out as much as possible. But I just know the game. Like I said, I play line. I play linebacker. I play safety. I just know what to do at all times.
Rhythm, let me ask you. So, Pacific, I'm not going to dance around it. They haven't had a lot of wins, in recent years. So, winning a couple games in a row, scoring a lot of points offensively, how has that helped the team in terms of confidence? Like, feeling like, hey, well, you know what? We're ranked pretty high. We're 4-0. We can have some big goals now. We could, do we want to go undefeated? Do we want to win league? I mean, how has the confidence maybe changed on this team in the last couple weeks, getting some wins like that?
Well, I practice, like, bring everybody confidence because I make everybody laugh. And I just make funny jokes, like, just go out there and win. And then, like, on our offense, it's clicking. We got a great line, even though they're young. So, like, we just get the rock throwing, and then we get the ball, and we just do stuff with the ball. Because once we get the ball, then we're deadly. So, we just get TDs.
Who's your favorite comedian? Like, who do you think is funny? You're like, oh, that guy's funny.
Well, I think myself is really
Now that's funny. No, but is there somebody you look up? I don't know, like a Chris Rock or somebody like that. I mean,
I don't know how one. They're all funny to me.
all right. Listen, I'm gonna ask Coach Aragon here a question. I'm gonna come back to you. I want you to tell me of a time where you cracked a joke, you said something funny, obviously PG, nice and clean, but something that you did kind of break the mood on the team. I mean, and there's got to be a story where you did something funny. Maybe you did something funny to kind of loosen the mood with your teammates. Coach, we talked about this before that the big picture, man, 10-0 would be awesome, league would be awesome, but for you, it's it's kind of cliche-ish, but it's the truth. Go 1-0 every single week, and at the end you're like, oh shoot, we just win 10-0. That's pretty nice. Right. So really, that is the philosophy. Just focus on the game in front of you, right?
That's right. That's the philosophy we've pushed with our boys, and they really believed in it, and we stuck to that. Like I mentioned, as a coaching staff, we do take a sneak peek ahead a little bit, and we're looking at Rubidoux right now, our first league game. We got to catch a little bit of them last night and know the real deal, and Coach Patrick over there does a great job with them, and that's what the coaching staff's focusing right now.
Do you? This is probably like way down the road, but do you look at the other teams in your playoff division and keep an eye on them too, or right now is it just, hey, who else is in our league right now? Rubidoux, and those teams.
We kind of, I was eyeing Banning in the beginning because they're up there above us a little bit,
Yeah.
So and they're in our league also, so that's really the only one we're kind of following to see where they fell in the division. But now we're not really paying too much attention to anybody else.
Have you seen the culture kind of change? Like a team kind of buying in, like, okay, I get it now. We're winning some games. We're all in. Especially for these guys who are seniors, this is their last crack at it. They want to go out, and have a big season.
Yeah, the culture has changed. A lot more fast track this year. Like I said, this is my third year here, and it started little by little. With Roz and Tatanga and all those guys been with me 3 years. They've helped change that, and these guys come in and like us, our basketball team had a really successful season and went into the playoffs, so they bring a little bit of winning attitude, and yeah, it's changed a lot, and it's fun being over there, being around these guys.
You're tight with Nick Rogers at Cajon?
Yeah, me and they get along. Yeah.
So, did you follow the other San Bernardino schools?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just curious, to see what else the other teams are up to.
Yeah, I do follow Cajon probably more than other San Bernardino schools.
Because some of the kids, I'm sure, because of youth football.
Know all the players over there. Matter of fact, next Friday I'm going to go check them out play. So.
And Alexander Madison was actually on your sideline last week because Boise State did not have a game.
Right.
And San Bernardino was at Paris. Yeah, so Alex wanted to come and check out, the Ryans and, and see you and stuff. So that's pretty special, right? When you see guys like Alex doing awesome big things and coming back and, kind of sharing that, right?
Yeah, that was awesome. And that's what Alex is. And Alex will always be like that humble kid, and he'll always come back to his city and make sure his boys are doing well. And and City's doing well.
Now, he cracked me up because one of the times was like, I think it was a timeout. You ran out there. There was Alex. He was like in the huddle. What was he saying?
He was all over Little, our running back, about how to hold the ball and hit the hole. So, yeah. Coach Alex.
Coach Alex. That's awesome. Okay, Rhythm. Funny guy. Give me a funny story. I hear that you're just so funny. So tell me a funny story, something you did, something you said. I don't know if you have an impersonation of Coach over here.
I don't know. I don't know. I got a funny couple ones. I really don't know. Like,
Is it just like one-liners in the moment?
I don't like. I don't know. They used to be laughing at me. Like I used to be doing stuff at practice. I think it's like when we messing with all the players at practice. Like when we're practicing, we mess around with them, and I be just roasting them.
Do you do during the game, like in the huddle?
Now I do it at practice, like when we have scout offense, and I be telling the players, I just be like roasting them, like just get your time when you get it in, like I don't know, like it's this other dude on our team named Tony and Devin, we call him Devin, and like they been working for their spots, and then like it's just so funny messing with them.
How do you tell the twins apart?
I don't.
Because I asked, and I got to answer. I want to see if you get the same answer. You don't tell them
I
apart?
just say twin,
Yeah.
and they just answer me.
And they both turn their heads, and you're like,
No,
which
even
one?
when they by themselves, just twin.
Twin?
Twin, that's how you know. Or like my man, my guy.
My man. That way you don't need names, right?
Yeah, that's how we click.
Because I asked them the other day, I'm like, how do the teammates tell them apart, or my kids at school or whatever? And what'd you guys tell me?
I said, I'm skinny and Terry's fat.
What the heck?
No, but he's a good-sized quarterback, right? And that's a good thing. I mean, you look in the NFL right now, there's good-sized quarterbacks.
Right.
The little guys aren't surviving, right? The Johnny Manziels are out of the league.
That's right. Yeah.
Ben
Bigger than
Roethlisberger.
average quarterback.
That's right.
Well, guys, I appreciate you coming on the show. You're coming off the bye week. Bloomington next week to wrap up non-league play, and then, of course, Mountain Valley League action right after that. Azusa Pacific today, right?
Yeah, headed to Azusa after this. Yeah.
That's cool. Very cool. All right, guys, best of luck. I appreciate the time coming down here on a Saturday, and best of luck going forward the rest of the season.
Thanks, Pep.
When we come back, we'll put a bow on week 4 of the high school football season, tell you a couple big games, some upsets, some blowouts, and we will also hear from Murrieta Valley quarterback Hank Bachmeier after the Nighthawks knocked off Oaks Christian last night in Division II. We'll be right back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Every sport that we offer here, the performance training is definitely specific to what they need. A lot of people actually come in here for the performance training, and also we have our travel ball program with our softball and baseball teams. Our performance training definitely to get quicker, stronger, faster.
We are back on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports 1350, live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports YouTube channel as well. So we go from Pirates of the Caribbean to Star Wars. We touch them all on this show. We're really a bunch of nerds if we could just put it all out there, full disclosure. So anyways, Pacific having their best season in years. Excited to have those guys on. And yeah, the Ryan twins from Cajon High School, they had a lot of success with the Cowboys. Played for Aragon when they were young, and now Aragon's a Pacific. They're a Pacific, and boom, 4-0. So
It's good stuff.
yeah, I hope I want to see them do well. I asked Coach because he's been around the area a long time. Like, when's the last time Pacific went 4-0? And I go to Max Preps. He's like, I really don't even know. He's like probably
Never.
like the mid '90s.
I'd say never.
Never. I don't know.
No,
Maybe.
you said it was 2004.
2004 they won, or 2014 and 2005 they won 4 games total. They were 4-6 and 4-7. So if they beat Bloomington, they'll be 5-0. They'll have 5 wins in one season for the first time in who knows.
Ever.
It could be forever. No, they had some good teams in the 90s.
They
so
did.
it's probably as far back as maybe the mid 90s if I was going to guess.
The Pacific's a pretty old school. I believe.
I think it's one of the oldest. San Bernardino
yeah.
Pacific are the
I
oldest.
believe so.
It's an old school.
Old
Oh.
Hey, we're brought to you by our dear friends at Adrenaline Athletic Training, Remax Advantage,
Ryan.
Spoiled, Kin Sporting Goods, and Fandom House Studio. Also, we want to remind people that the Austin Gorell Baseball Tournament is coming up once again. That's November 19th through the 21st, so a 3-day tournament. Some of the teams already in it: King, Riverside Poly, Corona, Centennial, Hillcrest, Carnegie, Palm Springs, Ramona, Murrieta Mesa, and Temecula Valley. I think they're still adding some teams. It's going to be a huge tournament, all for a great cause, to remember Austin Gorell and celebrate his life. They passed out $6,000 worth of scholarships last season at the tournament. And there's also opportunities if you want to put your business in the program that they have for the Austin Gorell Baseball Tournament. So if you want to get involved, please hit us up at Inland Sports, and we can certainly point you in the right direction. Let's take a look at some of the games from Week 4. I want to go to some of the games that you guys did before we get, before we're joined by Hank Bachmeier in about 5 minutes. Jeff, let me start with you. You had the Riverside TV Game of the Week.
Oh, you're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, I think he is going to talk about it. Norco against Riverside Poly. Was it a real battle?
Not a battle.
It wasn't?
Not a battle.
Okay.
Norco did
It's a
some
bye week, right?
Yeah, it was a bye week. Norco did some fine tuning. They played a tough schedule. They played Rancho Cucamonga, Orange Lutheran, and going into league though, I think you kind of have to have it's not a practice game because Poly has, they lost 36 kids last year. New third coach in 3 years. You can't really say anything bad about the Bears. They're just inexperienced, and you play
New head
against
coach.
Yeah, and in Norco, those kids have all played in the same system since they were in Junior All-American, running the same stuff that the Chastain, runs. I was surprised to see Norco pass a little more this year. They ran the spread, which is, it's unlike Norco football.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot of weapons, so they're pretty good.
Let me ask you this. Wait, hold on. Let me ask Jeff this real quick. So last night, obviously, you came to the studio and you were helping on Sports Weekly Live, and I said, "Dear Lord, you and Gazal had to fill the second half of a blowout. That's a tough thing to do. You kind of have to dance around it in the second half." And I said, "Well, what did you talk about?" And this is what Jeff said. And Zeke, I don't know if you've heard this story. You're like, "Well, I talked about Chuck Chastain having his finger bitten off."
Yeah, because his nickname was Dogbite growing up.
Yeah.
And and so the story is he was in 8th grade and
You taking notes, Zeke? Could this be in the column?
He was playing Junior All-American, and he was messing with one of his friend's dogs. It bit the tip of his finger to where he needed many stitches, and so Mom and Dad took him to the doctor, and all he wanted to do was play on Saturday morning. So he's begging the doctor, "I gotta play, gotta play, gotta play." So they stitched him up. He goes out and plays the next day. They win some championship, and after
The legend of Dogbite.
the legend of Dogbite. So then after the game, all the stitches were taken out, so he had to go back to the doctors. So Mom and Dad, I talked to Charlie, his dad, on the way to the game. He said, "Make sure you throw in the old Dogbite," because it was on his Letterman's jacket, and it was supposedly forgotten until last night we brought back.
You brought it.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So he was
Making history.
Yeah, before the game I said, "Hey, what's up, Dogbite?" And he was like, What? I said, oh.
But I love it because, his dad, when I was in high school, his dad was at Norco was one of the guys. And all my friends were in Norco. I went to Notre Dame. A lot of Norco kids went to Notre Dame too. So I knew the legend of Chuck Chastain.
Yes.
And he was really a badass at Norco. And then I see him on the sidelines and talk to him once about it. Man, I remember watching you and whatever. Every time I see him now, he stops, shakes my hand, about breaks my hand because he's got like an iron claw grip for a soft quarters.
Minus a tip.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about Dad.
Dad.
Okay, Dad.
Dad was the first big quarterback at Norco. I mean, he's still a legend. You walk around Norco, Norco's not a big place, but he's a legend. He could be the mayor.
Absolutely.
He could be.
But he doesn't. He's actually a back judge.
He is a back judge.
So that was a huge victory for Norco last night. What was it 79? Or is it 79-14?
And we move on.
The Riverside TV game of the week. The next Riverside TV game of the week is Grand Terrace against JW North next week, which you better not do. I actually need your help next Friday. So tell Gazal get his kung fu grip off of you.
Gazal is listening, and like I said, I owe Pep. I owe Pep first.
No.
I love Gazal. We talked about mimes last night on the air.
Talk about loyalty. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Pep is my guy. Pep is, pulled me away from coaching. So, yes, if he needs me Friday, I'm there.
Well, good. That's good to hear. So, I went to A.B. Miller to check out Elsinore and Summit.
That was a great game, wasn't it?
I'll tell you, two very good teams. Really nicely played football game. That's the second week in a row I've seen a good game between two good teams, and it's nice to see every now and again. When you go to games, sometimes it's not exactly what you're looking for. It was really a nice game, and Elsinore never surprises me with how they can play with anybody, and they do this slow down, ground and pound, and just do good football, man. Tony Peralta is just an amazing.
He gets the best out of his guys.
He does.
Right?
I would say for the players that he has and any other coach, no coach gets more out of his players than Tony Peralta. And he's not a screamer. He's on the sideline. He's like very, very cerebral. At least it comes across that way. I'm sure he yells every now and again, but great game though. Good game. And then my phone, I'm shooting video with my phone. Thank you, Press Enterprise. And so I'm shooting video with my phone, and my phone dies.
Oh, no.
And I'm thinking, I want to stay and watch this, but if I do, that's going to make me that much later at the paper. I was like, I just got to go. It's 28-28. It was tied. The Summit ended up winning 35-28. And what's Kenny? No, it's Carr.
Stephen Carr.
Stephen Carr.
Yeah, the running back.
I didn't get to see much of him because I was there in the second half, and he didn't really go for a lot of yards in the second half. He did go for some, but he looks the part. I'll say that. He definitely looks the part of a Division I running back.
He's committed at USC, right?
I believe.
So he's obviously one of the best players in the Inland Empire. A couple other scores real quick as we're going to hear from Hank Bachmeier, quarterback at Murrieta Valley in a second. Redlands East Valley opened up Citrus Belt League play against Ukaipa 34-17.
No stunner.
Yeah, I mean, Redlands East Valley year after year just keeps getting it done. Now, Ukaipa plays Redlands this week.
That'll be a good game.
That could be interesting. Yeah, that should be a good game with the T-Birds and the Terriers. Rancho Cucamonga against Citrus Hill. Did you guys see this score?
That was shocking.
You know what? That's all. I give that all to Eric Zolmal.
Coaching, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he has a very inexperienced team, and Eric's the type of guy who can get those guys together eventually. And last year they struggled through 4 games.
The Cougs been rolling people.
Yeah, I mean, but they ran a Wildcat, I heard last night. That's how they stayed in the game.
Citrus Hill did?
Citrus Hill ran the
You
Wildcat.
got insiders over there?
I do have some insiders. Not Tim Hatch. I don't know how much of an insider
They
that
ran
is.
the Wildcat.
Tim, are you moving? I hear you over the phone, like moving all around. Sit still, please.
Tim Hatch is the Wildcat.
I think a new nickname was just born.
Tim Hatch, Wildcat.
But 17-14. I mean,
that was the score I was most surprised about.
Me too.
I really was. I was thinking, man, are you kidding me? But there were a lot of quality games last night. The one thing you didn't touch on, Centennial got pretty dinged up in that game. I got to let you know. McKee went out with a concussion.
I saw that in the press.
So he went. Well, Eric Paul Johnson reporting, great job. But he went out with a concussion. They had some other injuries, so they got dinged up playing another game, and they got to get going. They got league now.
But credit to Matt Logan. Somehow he puts together a squad, and they still beat one of the best teams, I guess nationally ranked, right?
Is he our Belichick? Just because this week Bill Belichick showed himself to be such a crazy good coach, you got your third quarterback in 3 weeks, and you're still still winning games that you shouldn't be winning. Everybody else says. But is Matt Logan our Belichick?
He could be, but I would love
With a
to see.
personality, of course.
Well, hey, you don't know the Bill doesn't have a personality just because he goes like this in front of people when he's in
I want to see Logan wear a cut-off sweatshirt.
Yes.
Logan, if you're listening, cut-off sweatshirt.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And a turtleneck underneath it.
Turtle. Either way, but Centennial is. They got a little dinged up last night. Hopefully they'll heal quick and keep on moving. I think they're going into Leaker pretty quick. But next week is a pretty light schedule.
Yeah, because it's kind of like I call it a diet version.
Yeah, it's week 0 due.
So what were some of the other big games from last night?
Oh, geez, man, there were a lot of good games. The Aquinas game got out of hand that we were at.
Yeah.
That started out pretty good.
What did you think of Rankins?
Oh, he's the deal. He's a real deal. Really, both sides of the football kind of guy, too, he ended up just running all over them.
And then you had Mr. Murrieta killed Crenshaw. What happened to Crenshaw? It used to be the L.A. schools.
Sometimes I hate when teams come in from that far away because you have no idea about them.
Yeah, they blitzed them 50-6, and then you had Heritage.
Roosevelt with an overtime win.
Roosevelt, a much improved team this year. Coach is going to do a good job over there.
Yeah, and some of the other top 10 teams, you got Murrieta. Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about that, but I guess that's because we're waiting for Hank to come on and talk about it. But, Murrieta Valley going to Oaks Christian and winning, that's a feather in the cap.
Yeah, Oaks Christian was number 1 in Division II going into this week, and like I said...
So who's number 1 now?
Well, there's a cry on social media
that Murrieta Valley
and Heritage should be 1-2 in the CIF Southern Section Division II rankings, which I think that's a real possibility when we see them. They usually come out about like Monday afternoon, Monday evening. I think that's a real shot. Heritage 5-0, been rolling people. They rolled up Corona this past Friday, and then obviously beating the number 1 team on the road on their homecoming. Huge win.
And what about Vinny?
Yeah,
Vinny just absolutely ran the tables.
You know what? We had some highlights from that game last night, and Isaiah Baker, our Fandom House Studio sports edit winner from the previous week, was back in the lineup because remember he was kind of banged up.
Yep.
Had some great runs, and I think Vinny. He's always great on our show, but that tie against Knight of Palmdale did not sit well.
Well, I talked to him last night, and he was absolutely the counter opposite of what he was last week. Oh, here we go.
All right, right now, let's go straight to the Fandom House Studio Celebrity Hotline. He is a friend of the show, and he had a huge game last night against Oaks Christian. It is the great Hank Bachmeier, Murrieta Valley quarterback. Hank, thanks for joining us here on the Inland Sports Show. Talk about that win against Oaks Christian. It was a shootout, 70-62. What was clicking for you guys offensively?
Well, everything was. We actually had 2 linemen suspended, so we had a makeshift line with we had 2 guards start their first games ever, and they did a great job up front. Lika Palmer, Austin Bacher ran the ball great, and then the receivers did great as well. And honestly, everything just kind of worked out. We executed great, and we ended up holding on to get the win.
And it was their homecoming, right? I heard it was their homecoming game.
Yeah, it was their homecoming, yeah.
My first thought was, why in the world would anyone at Oaks Christian think that was a good idea to schedule Murrieta Valley for their homecoming? Good Lord. But you guys went in there. It was 70-62 the final score. I was talking to Coach Q, and I was like, what was Hank's stats? And he's like, I don't know, like over 400 yards. I think it was, I don't want to sell you short, but I think it was like 7 touchdowns passing and 1 rushing. Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't even know I had that many, but yeah, they ended up saying that after the game. I was like, wow, that's a lot.
When things are going well for you, in those stats, obviously it was a shootout, so you're probably paying attention more to the scoreboard than your own stats, obviously. But at the end of the game, are even you kind of amazed when you look at the numbers? You're like, wow, that sounds like a video game stat. Are even you kind of amazed at that fact?
It's definitely pretty amazing. But when you have the weapons that I have and Coach Duffy calling the offense, you're gonna have nights like we had, and it's pretty unbelievable.
Why don't you do a little name dropping real quick? Because I know your running back Palmer had a big game. Spiker, one of your favorite targets. But who are some of the other guys that had huge games last night as you knocked off Oaks Christian?
TJ Griffin. He had 2 touchdowns. I think he had like 80 yards. He stepped up big time. Reese ended up getting. I threw a ball late in the middle. That's on me, and he ended up getting hit. and yeah, he ended up staying in the game, playing tough, made a couple nice grabs that were crucial. Ryan Mascarenas, he scored a touchdown that was crucial as well, and Austin Bacher as well. They all played great.
So that's a long trip up there to Oaks Christian. What was the drive home back? Was it pretty sweet knowing you're coming off a huge win? Did it, not make getting back so late? It was worth the while, right?
Oh, it was definitely awesome. Right after the game, you're just feeling on cloud nine. You're on cloud nine, and you're just jumping up and down, and then, 20 minutes into the bus ride, you're dead though.
Hank, one final question. So obviously beating Oaks Christian is a huge confidence boost for this Nighthawks team. Everyone knows that the Southwestern League is absolutely brutal, and Vista Murrieta has kind of run the Southwestern League for a while. But I got a feeling that you guys are feeling pretty good about yourselves, right, at this point, and what you guys might be able to accomplish this season in league play.
Well, we have Vista in a couple weeks. We have our bye coming up. They're a great team. Obviously, the record in the Southwestern League and overall speaks for themselves. So we just got to go in. We got to play Murrieta Valley football, fast, physical, and aggressive. And I think if we execute, we should be able to get it done.
Hank, you are the absolute man. We appreciate you calling in here to the Inland Sports Show. Congratulations, a huge victory against Oaks Christian, and best of luck, Hank, going forward for the rest of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
All right, Hank Bachmeier, we appreciate it, brother. And, huge win against Oaks Christian. I mean, really, it's going to change the face of what the rankings look like next week. And I don't know, Murrieta Valley could be the team to beat in Division II.
And it changes the way people look at Murrieta Valley now.
Yeah.
Because now they've played a team that has credentials that they handled. I mean, it was a shotgun fight. I mean, really, they're just, everybody's hitting everything. And they end up winning that dogfight, big high-scoring game.
Yeah, it was. When I saw that score, I was like, yes! I was super excited. And
well, 1 minute when I saw it, I saw there were still 2 minutes left. And I'm like, well, everybody's scoring on every drive. I wonder if Oaks is going to come back and do it. And then a minute and a half, 2 minutes later, someone in the office said, oh, the game's over. They won 70-62. And I was like, dang, that's good.
No.
And credit to Coach Duffy. He did the same thing at Rancho Verde.
Yeah.
Now he's the offense coordinator at Murrieta Valley.
Putting up points.
He's got the players, and he is just, and like he said, all he's got to do is just plug himself into that system, and he's going to be successful.
We knew about Bachmeier and Bell and Spiker, and then all these. I mean, there's so many great offensive players at Murrieta Valley. It's crazy. I got to wrap this up, guys, because I have a special treat for you. I didn't tell you about this, did I?
No.
No. Okay, when we come back in the third segment, we got a special guest.
We do.
I'm not going to tell anybody, but it's a huge guest, a college football player, a star from this area. I'm not going to tell you guys who it is. We're just going to go right to the line. But when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, a very special mystery guest. I just booked him right now. So don't look at my phone. It's going to be a special guest when we come back right here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
excited about offering still and motion photography, motion graphics, which is like television style, promo style graphics, and sports edits, which we're really excited about because we get to incorporate not only photography but graphics and effects, which is I'd say our strength. You know, something that screams action, athletic, information, all in one unit, and easily to share with friends, family, coaches. Get you something creative, have fun with it, have fun with the photo shoot. We have our gear that we need to be ambitious with our production value. Really excited about the offer of sports edits, and especially when you see some of the major college programs, what they come up with, and the fact that we can have just as good a production value. You know what, I don't think we've really seen the potential of what we can do with the sports edit. That's part of the reason I'm kind of excited. More to come, I guess.
Stand by.
And Fox Sports Radio 1350.
I'm straight.
Now here's more with Pep on the Inland Sports Show.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports 1350, live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. Our mystery guest should be calling any second. And I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't know if it was going to happen. And I just wanted to surprise you guys. I like giving you guys like a gift. You guys excited? I mean,
I don't know.
Am I the only one excited in here?
Oh, wait, first of all, you're the only one who knows who it is.
Yeah, it's true.
It could be my 6th grade English teacher.
All right, well, hold on. Right now, we've got to go to the Adrenaline Athletic Training Celebrity Hotline. This guy is one of my favorite all-time players, just an all-around good dude. From Utah, it's the great Kylie Fitts. Kylie, how are you today? Hey, Kylie, how are you today? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show.
Okay. Let's try one more. Go ahead.
Hey, Kylie, are you there?
Maybe he's not. At least.
All right, well, we're going to have Kylie Fitts. I know he's calling. We'll work this out. Hopefully he'll call right back.
Technical difficulty.
Oh, I just gave it away. It kind of blew up on me. So, but
come on, now, you got time to say it. Say it properly. Come on.
Kylie Fitts. So here's the deal. So Utah beat USC last night.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask him about that.
Hey, by the way, this is perfect because I called that. It was a 3.5 point spread, and I took Utah and the points.
Did you really?
You did? So who's your buddy?
Okay, let's try this again.
I covered by at 4.
Nice. We're going to lunch.
Let's go to the phone line right now. Kylie Fitts. Kylie, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you this time, brother. You missed my great intro. I was saying you're one of my favorite guys in the world, one of my most favorite players of all time, and we're thrilled that you're joining us here on the Inland Sports Show. I know you've got a foot injury right now, but first let me ask you.
Say it again, Pep.
Kylie Fitts. Kylie, yeah, your Utes beat USC last night. Talk about that victory. And I know you've got a history with USC, but I mean that's still just a great win for the Utes at home.
Oh yeah, definitely. Our offense really stepped up. We knew going into this game, and we needed our offense to come through, and we needed our wide receivers to step up, and they definitely did and helped us out tremendously.
Now, when USC comes to town, that's a big game. I know there's a lot of great teams in the Pac-12, but when you look at your Utah team, I mean, you must feel like this is a pretty good team that could make some noise this season and challenge for that Pac-12 championship.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like it's almost every year that we have the right players, the right coaches, and this year we know we've always been one game away, so we just got to get there. We got to keep working and keep improving every game.
We're talking with Kylie Fitts, defensive end for the Utah Utes here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Kylie, I know you have the foot injury, and I was kind of reading about this, so correct me if I'm wrong. So you have an opportunity to possibly redshirt and come back for another senior season with Utah. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're working on it right now. It's looking really good. Compliance is working on it, and we won't find out for sure until I believe it's next May or April is when they let us know. But as of now, we got a good shot at it.
And this was an injury that you sustained in that victory against BYU. Is that right?
Yeah. I did it third play of the game. Played the whole first half on it, and then went in the halftime. Pulled it in my hurt, and ended up telling me that I tore that ligament, and that's it.
So if for some reason you can't come back for another season with Utah, do you turn your attention to the NFL? I mean, what would be next for you?
Yeah. If I can't get that back, then I go straight into training and getting ready for NFL draft.
We're talking with Kylie Fitts, Utah Utes defensive end here on the Inland Sports Show. Kylie, do you feel like you're at home at Utah? I mean, I followed your career since Redlands East Valley, and we know about USC and UCLA, but you feel like you're finally at home at Utah, and you're in a good spot?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely been a journey going from SC to UCLA to here now. So, but yeah, definitely. I definitely feel like I finally found my home. Ever since I got here, it's been a real family atmosphere here, and couldn't be more happy to be here.
Do you follow Rev? Or do you get online and see how the Wildcats are doing?
Yeah. I saw that I believe they won last night, right?
Yeah, they beat Ukaipa, CBL Open.
Yeah, double up on
Ukaipa.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. I've been keeping in contact with all the coaches, Coach Tess and Kurt and all them, and they're doing good. So it's nice to hear that they're doing good, and I hear that Jason's still been falling. And
yeah, he's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely proud of him right now.
Hey, Kylie, finally, knowing that you're a competitor, is it tough to have an injury and seeing your Utah team on the field and wanting to be out there and trying to help them, win some games and maybe compete for that conference title?
Yeah. It's been really hard on me, especially days like yesterday. I couldn't go to the game because it's raining and I couldn't get my calves wet, so I had to watch it from home, and it was killing me. Just wanted to get out there so bad, but I know there's a good chance I get another opportunity to play for Utah again. So I'm just keeping my mind on that, and looking forward to helping the rest of the year.
Kylie Fitts, Utah Utes defensive end. Kylie, we really appreciate the time on this Saturday, and
what a treat.
Yeah, I told these guys here in the studio.
Thanks for calling, Kylie.
Yeah, I told them, I'm like, I don't want to tell them who it is. It was a mystery guest because I wasn't sure if we could get you or not, but I really wanted to get you on the show because we haven't talked in a while, and like I said, you're one of my favorite guys. So thank you, Kylie.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, I really appreciate it, man.
Best of luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, see you later, Kylie. That was Utah Utes defensive end Kylie Fitts. Worth the wait, right? Am I right?
Worth the
yes.
wait.
He's fickle with the schools, but he finally picked the right spot. I'm really happy for him because it was a little bit of a journey there, and Pep and I were right in the middle of that. Remember we were chasing that story for what? a couple weeks.
Yeah, I remember.
When it was the SC to UCLA, and he was going to get to UCLA, and where is he going to go?
Yeah.
And which hat is he going to put on? Remember they had the big thing, and all those people were there. And
at the school. We streamed it live, I think.
Yeah, and it was like he was also part of the All-American Bowl. There was all this stuff going on. I kind of felt bad for him because I think he kind of rushed into a couple decisions. But I'm glad to see he finally put his feet on the ground in Utah. He's done great things there.
Yeah, he's. I think he's got the NFL in his future. But like he said, if everything works out, he could come back for another season at Utah before he goes pro.
It'll happen because I mean it's one of those things that he hasn't had his redshirt year yet. He'll actually get a hold of an extra year, thank God.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, we appreciate Kylie Fitts joining the show. Reminder that Sports Weekly Live is every single Friday night at 11 o'clock with all your high school football scores and highlights on IEMG, and Sports Weekly every single Tuesday on IEMG. This week, if you're down with water polo, we've got a nail-biter, a thriller between Heritage and Indian Springs, going down to the final second.
Oh, Nelly.
Yeah, it's the granddaddy of them
It's
all.
water polo in the Empire.
But it's actually a really great match.
Right in the water.
So we'll have those highlights on the next Sports Weekly on IEMG. Real quick, we've got 1 minute to preview the games next week. Notre Dame bounce-back game against Tesoro.
Gonna get beat up.
You think so?
A Division I school. God bless Notre Dame for wanting to play them. I hope they don't get too hurt.
Rapid fire, Norte Vista against Summit.
Summit.
Redlands against Ukaipa. Any takers?
I'm going to take, is it at Redlands?
I think it's at Yucktown.
It's at Yuck. Ooh, I'm still going to take Coach. I'm taking Redlands.
Think so, huh?
Yep.
The old ball coach, Jim Walker?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so those are some of the big games. Like we said, Zink pointed out, Week 5, a diet version. A lot of teams take the bye before non-league play. So there's some good games, but not everybody's playing.
Few and far between.
Yes. It's all brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training, adrenalineathletic.com. Whatever sport you're training for, they can get you in the best shape of your life, get you ready to go to win that starting job, make varsity, get a scholarship, whatever you're into. AdrenalineAthletic.com can help you out.
And you cannot leave without letting everybody know about the great award that you got.
Hold on, it's not about me, it's about the sponsors right now. Remax, if I have enough time, we have enough time. Remax Advantage, nobody sells more real estate, 909-307-5665.
Remax would appreciate it.
Spoiled, quick quality oil change in Riverside, keep your car going strong. Ken Sporting Goods, celebrating 40 years right here in the Inland Empire, embroidery, sports gear, all kinds of good stuff. And Fandom House Studio. You can get your junior, senior sports pictures right now. Go to their website and click on Get a Quote, and they can hook it up for you. And our winner, Justin Fisher from Centennial, next week's contest, passing yards. Hank Bachmeier, if you're listening, please apply for the Fandom House Sports Edit Contest. Yes,
and all those sponsors would be very happy to give a little bit of time so that we could talk about the great Pep Fernandez, award-winning Pep Fernandez. Tell us, what did you do on Thursday night, Pep?
Media Hero of the Year, what was it?
Media Talent of the Year.
Talent. He's not just sports.
I meet some
media talent.
Country music DJs, some news talk hosts.
Look at that.
So,
Look at you.
So
Kicking country music.
What are you going to do?
He was black tie, hanging out with his wife at the Mission Inn.
And Vanessa Franco was there. You guys had a good conversation, I hear.
Yeah, we bumped into each other. So, yeah, it was a fun night. So,
congratulations.
It was for everyone here at the Inland Sports Show. It wasn't just about me.
See, again,
he's so
just
bad.
take the accolades when you get them, please.
Yeah, Jeff's like, did you bring the award? I seriously forgot it.
When they have an award for Best Support Step Brothers, we're here.
Yeah, you guys are a shoo-in.
Best large guys.
In studio large guys.
On that note, the large guys will be back next week, but we got to wrap up this show. We appreciate you listening and watching the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez. We'll see you next Saturday at 11 a.m.